Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin tonight with breaking news as the FBI is now offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of those responsible for the disappearance and death of Joseph James Bruce Sr. The 40-year-old was reported missing in Grand Forks on July 3rd, 2018. He was last seen and heard from in the areas of Devil's Lake and Fort Totten on or around June 25th of last year. The van belonging to Bruce Sr. was later found on the Spirit Lake Reservation. Anyone with information is asked to call the FBI's Minneapolis field office. That phone number is 763-569-6011. A tragic story this evening. 9 U.S. citizens were killed in a Mexican highway ambush, and some of them were from North Dakota. According to family member Heather Miller, 5 of those slain were from Williston. 30-year-old Ronita Miller, 12-year-old Howard Miller, 10-year-old Crystal Miller, and 8-month-old twins, Titus and Tiana Miller, were from Williston. Authorities say this may be a horrible case of mistaken identity.
It's impossible not to be angry. But my main message to them would be that I love them, and that their community loves them, and that we as a small state of people are really a community, and that we want to be able to do whatever we can to answer any questions, get answers.
We'll have more on this story tonight on Valley News Live at 6. Icy roads are prompting Department of Transportation crews in both North Dakota and South Dakota to close certain roads. Crews are closing North Dakota Highway 1 and South Dakota Highway 37 at the state line. They will only be open to local traffic. Officials say they'll likely be closed for 3 weeks or until the James River recedes. They add there's dangerous icing around the curves. The requests are in, but they haven't been heard. We can't seem to shake this below average weather. Let's find out what's happening this evening with Hutch in No 8 Weather. Hutch.
Well, we did get to see a little bit of sunshine today, and we'll count those improvements in the weather as good. It temperature-wise was another cold one. Not overly windy, but boy, it certainly felt cool today. Here is a look at the temperatures: 15 in Baudette, 19 for Bemidji, 22 this hour in Grand Forks, with Jamestown at 27 degrees. There is an area of snow that's developing in portions of northeast Montana near Williston, and there is also snow in southern Minnesota. It does look like that is all out to the west of us for now, but overnight we'll have a chance at seeing some flakes fly. This evening, though, temperatures will be in the mid to upper 20s with a southwest breeze at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Bundle up in Grand Forks, low to mid 20s there tonight. Overnight, some of those flakes we see in Montana will be heading in our general direction. I'll have details on that and what you can expect for your hump day forecast here. We'll let you know if there's any improvement in sight.
All right, thanks, Hutch. A Fargo man now faces several charges after police say he pointed a gun at a woman and then fired several rounds into an apartment building. 27-year-old Lionel Fraction Jr. has been charged with felon in possession of a firearm, terrorizing, and reckless endangerment. According to police, Fraction was arrested after fighting with another man outside an apartment building in the 3000 block of 10th Street North on October 13th. A woman living in the building said Fraction pointed a gun at her head when she went outside to break up the argument. The search continues for a man in Grand Forks after police say he took off after a chase. Grand Forks police say they spotted 29-year-old Lonnie Falcon Jr., who was wanted on an outstanding warrant. He drove away from the cops but was later arrested along with a passenger, 20-year-old Cheyenne Vondal. A third person ran away after the car was stopped. He is described as a thin black man in his late 20s or early 30s, wearing black pants and a black shirt. If you have any information on him, you can call police. Police in Arizona have arrested the child sex assault suspect who was believed to be traveling to North Dakota with a missing Wisconsin teenager. It was believed that 15-year-old Cassandra Garza was traveling with 21-year-old Taylon Ross to North Dakota. However, Ross was taken into custody in Phoenix, Arizona early this morning. Cassandra Garza is still missing and considered a missing endangered person. She is 5'5", 220 pounds with blue eyes and blonde hair. She may be using a fake Arizona ID, identifying her as 18-year-old Sage Salvador. A Fargo couple is warning the community after they say they got bad gasoline out of Moorhead and ended up stranded in Sioux Falls on their road trip down to Arizona. The couple says it happened Saturday at the Holiday Station on 28th Avenue South in Moorhead. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with a couple today who says the batch of bad gas cost them hundreds of dollars.
Before making the 1,500-mile trek to Arizona Saturday night, Landon Force and his fiancee Jamie stopped at this Moorhead Holiday to fill up their backup tank.
I've never had a problem, so I didn't even think to smell my tank when I'm putting it into a big bulk tank in the back end of the pickup.
Being a diesel mechanic himself, this holiday is a tried and true for both Force and his customers.
I fill up there all the time. My shop's right over there, so I fill up at that number 18 pump all the time. I've never had a problem. I've always been an advocate for holidays fuel.
But things really did go south once they rolled into South Dakota.
We only made it about 10 more miles until that fuel started to suck in and it started blowing black smoke and popping. And
the couple ended up staying on the side of the road until finally getting towed into a repair shop Sunday morning, where Force says his worst fears came true.
We pulled out 43 gallons, my entire tank full of clear liquid. And diesel's not clear, and it doesn't smell like gas.
Force says between the hotels, rental cars, and the truck repair, the gas-diesel mix-up has cost him over $2,000.
It's been hell. Like, there's no way to describe it besides hell.
And on top of it all, Force says they were planning to already be back from their trip tomorrow. But the delay won't get them back to Fargo until Saturday, leaving Force without a whole week of wages as well.
I'm losing money every which way I look, and I'm spending money every way I look.
And now Force says he wants Holiday to take responsibility, saying he's bringing back dozens of samples to have tested.
I will never, ever spend another dime at a Holiday gas station, and we have them all over Fargo. And I'll advocate to every single one of my customers to not fill up there.
In Moorhead, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
We talked with a mechanic at Brady's Service Center in Moorhead today who says incidents like this are costly for car owners, but says they rarely ever happen. An unusual morning for students at Grand Forks Central High School when they were gathered in the gym and the heat was turned off while authorities investigated reports of a natural gas leak. The call for reports of a gas smell came in around 9:25 this morning. The school says that's when they gathered all students in the gym and cut the heat. Fire crews and police showed up to investigate and gave the all clear a little over an hour later. The fire department tells us they were not able to find a gas leak. People are heading to the polls in Minnesota today, and one of the big decisions in Moorhead is a $110 million bond referendum at the school district. They want to build a new high school and turn the old Sam's Club into a career academy. If voters say yes, taxes on the school portion of your tax bill would go up about $96 a year on a $200,000 home. Polls are open until 8 this evening. Moorhead voters are also filling vacant city council seats. According to a post from the City of Ada Facebook page, Mayor Todd Sorey has resigned. Officials say he made the difficult decision to step away from Ada city government. In the post, the city thanks Sorey for all his years of service, dedication, and hard work, and they wish him well. Jury selection began today in the trial of Roger Stone. The former advisor to President Trump faces 7 felony counts, including lying to Congress and witness tampering. The charges are related to Robert Mueller's investigation. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
How do you feel today, sir?
Roger Stone made an early exit from the first day of his criminal trial. He left a D.C. federal court saying he was suffering from food poisoning. The former campaign advisor and friend to President Trump was indicted in January on charges of obstructing justice and lying to Congress, stemming from the nearly 2-year investigation by special counsel Robert Mueller. Mueller did not find sufficient evidence to charge any of President Trump's associates with criminally conspiring with WikiLeaks or the Russians during the 2016 campaign, but prosecutors allege Stone lied to lawmakers about his dealing with WikiLeaks and engaged in witness tampering.
There is no circumstance whatsoever under which I will bear false witness against the president, nor will I make up lies to ease the pressure on myself.
Early Earlier this year, Judge Amy Berman Jackson, who is overseeing Stone's case, slapped Stone with a gag order after an Instagram post showed her photo next to what appeared to be crosshairs of a gun and a caption suggesting she is politically biased. Over the next few weeks, jurors are expected to hear testimony from former associates of President Trump, including Rick Gates and possibly Steve Bannon. This trial will put the Mueller report back in the headlines as the House impeachment inquiry continues to consume Congress. Stone has pleaded not guilty. If convicted, he could face up to 20 years in prison. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
The trial is expected to last 2 to 3 weeks. Opening arguments could begin as early as Wednesday. And don't forget to join us for the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show this Saturday at 1:30. We'll be live at the Fargo Dome, taking you right up to kickoff at 2:30 on the KVLY and KFYR Bison Football Network.